to Jobvation, a webisode that highlights experts in their chosen careers. Our goal is to help teenagers and young adults find their professional passions and pursue it. My name is Shana Marie Apple, and I'm your host. And today's webisode features a young man that has worked with celebrities and superstars such as John Legend, Big and Rich, Bret Michaels, the Delta Saints, and the list goes on. When we come back, we'll chat with Mr. Sean Giovanni about his musical career and how the record shop came to be.
I'm Sean Giovanni. I'm a sonic storyteller and the owner of the Record Shop recording studio in Nashville, Tennessee.
All right, awesome. So what got you started in the music industry?
My love and passion for music and the impact that music had on my life from when I was a kid. Growing up, my father listened to all kinds of different types of music, and he would love taking me to all kinds of different concerts. He would take me to a Jimmy Page concert, a Snoop Dogg and Master P concert, a Matchbox 20 concert, a Rob Zombie concert, and he was just a big fan of music. Every time I was in the car, there was always some new music that I'd never heard before that was on, and he really had a big part of me falling in love with music, initially.
When did you know that you could make a living from this industry?
That's a really good question. I didn't think about it as much as if, but just how. So there was never a question about if I could, I guess, make a living. The thought was just, how do I create a career? And I just continued on that path of just trying to answer that question of, how do I find a client? How do I build a business? How do I build a reputation? How do I find the next connection that's going to lead to the next opportunity? And there was never a backup plan for me. And I'm a firm believer now that if you're in a creative endeavor, once you find your passion in life, or really your gift in life that is driven by your passion, that backup plans don't make any sense. And I think when you know, at least for me, I did. It was never, as I said, there was never a question about it. But I only learned that by having a lot of different experiences.
Okay, so if someone was interested in developing a recording studio, what advice would you have for them?
Well, the first advice that I would have is to ask yourself why. So some people might want to have a recording studio because they're interested in being an audio engineer, or are you interested in being a producer or a mixing engineer? There's different aspects. So the first thing is to learn a lot about the business and learn about what the different categories of occupation would be, and then determine whether it's necessary for you to have a recording studio or whether it's necessary for you to invest in a certain type of equipment that would allow you to provide those services, to artists.
So as far as, challenges when you're in the business, how has COVID-19 affected your business right now?
It's inspired me and scared me a little bit, but I've chosen to take the perspective of inspiration and growth. So from a business aspect, when this happened, I started thinking of what are the things that artists are going to need help with. The first thing that my mind went to is that artists can't play live, and they're going to need to jump on social media and stream to be able to make some tips, to be able to raise some money, maybe sell tickets to an online show. And we had already been supporting artists with a lot of that. We do remote recording, so we go out and film and record performances all over. And then we also host live streaming events at the studio. So now we had this boosted revenue stream where I've been begging artists to come in the studio and live stream for years. Since it became a thing, I'm like, there's so much power in this. You can reach so many people. I'm going to set up a system in the studio to make it happen. Just come in and do it. And they're like, no, I'm just going to go and, play the show. And finally, there was something that forced that transition. And I was like, yes, I'm set up and ready to go. So everybody come on in, let's do this. And now I've been able to really support, the artists in that way. And I feel really blessed to be able to help them with that.
So what is your favorite piece of equipment in your studio?
My ears.
And why your ears?
Because the equipment can only do so much, which I learned early on. I was always on the hunt for the next thing that would make something sound better, improve the sound. And there's very much to be said. We have some very nice equipment in the studio that definitely gives us an incredible sonic quality. But the one piece of equipment that I use in the room every day that regardless of the equipment that I have that's going to make the difference is my ears. So I make sure that I protect my ears, that I listen to music at a reasonable volume, that I take breaks between music. If I'm at a concert, I'm wearing earplugs. If I'm in any sort of loud environment, I have earplugs in. And I make sure that I protect that, because that's the one thing that, like, if I didn't have that piece of gear, I wouldn't be able to have my career.
Right. Okay, and last but not least, where can they contact you?
TheRecordShopNashville.com is the website, and there's a contact form on there, and I will reply to every single email that anyone sends me. The reason for that is that I know how painful it was when I moved to Nashville and I sat and stared at my inbox and was like, did those messages go through? Because no one responded. And that had a lot to do with how I was presenting myself, but I knew how it felt. So if someone is not presenting themselves in the right way, I'll just give them some guidance. I'm still going to answer every single person. So if you're looking for help, if you're trying to figure out if something's for you, your passion, whatever you need, I'm here to help. I feel blessed to be able to live a life, make a living, fulfilled through my passion, and I want to help other people do that. That's my biggest mission behind making music that will outlast us.
We would like to thank Mr. Sean Giovanni for taking the time to talk with us. If you would like more information on how to pursue your professional career in the music recording industry, feel free to reach out to him at therecordshopnashville.com. I'm your host, Shana Marie Apple. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.